How many times have you been in public and you've noticed another couple using American Sign Language and you caught yourself staring and felt like you were being a little nosy? Happened to me a lot. American Sign Language is the third largest language in the United States. 2 million deaf people are functionally deaf in the United States. 36 million are deaf, hard of hearing, or going deaf. 11,000 deaf people live here in Minnesota alone. Obviously, the Twin Cities area is a little greater population, but they are spread out through Minnesota. Many people today do not know American Sign Language. The benefits range from personal level to an educational level, and the career opportunities are pretty endless. At a personal level, an introduction to sign language means an introduction into the deaf community, which is a very small, close-knit community where word of mouth can travel very fast. You get a glimpse into the values that they believe in. They great value in family and learning in the church. Their beliefs. A lot of deaf people are into Jehovah's Witness. The belief that family eats together every night, the family is a major part of their beliefs. Art and movies, the way that deaf people do anything in life is completely altered compared to a hearing person. To watch a movie, you have to have closed captioning. To view art, you have to have an interpreter if it's a language art, obviously. Learning sign language, your mental flexibility and your horizons greatly open. You reformat the way that you think, the way that you communicate. Not only you're constantly checking for understanding. So you're constantly checking to see if the person that you're communicating with is understanding you. You're constantly checking to make sure that you're understanding them. You're asking them questions. You're communicating. The way that we communicate is just completely different than hearing. You're aware of your other senses. So you're aware more of your eyesight, that you're aware of everything around you. You see every little thing, your colors, attention to detail, the colors, everything changes. Your body language. So when you're slouching and you're talking to someone and you're just being lazy, to a deaf person, you're not really paying attention. When you sit up straight and you pay attention, you're alert, you're trying to understand, you're communicating. If you have your arms crossed in front of you, it's showing you have a barrier. You don't want to communicate. With your arms down, you're open to communication, the lines of communication are open. If you do take sign language and pursue it at a high school or college level, in high school, the schools nationwide are now offering sign language as a credited course. They're offering it in 2 different levels. Colleges are still kind of sparse. You can go to a few colleges here in Minnesota that offer the AA, but then you would have to transfer to a university. So MSU, Moorhead, Minneapolis, both have the sign language where you could get your master's and get the interpreting degree. If you do pursue an education in sign language and graduate and want to become in the career field of sign language, the opportunities are endless. You could become a speech pathologist, audiologist, which specialize in treating, diagnosing, evaluating people with hearing disabilities. You could become a counselor or an instructor, meaning in the schools, at a treatment center. You could become an advocate for sign language, deaf people. You could give legal help. You could become a social worker. You could work with teens, young adults that are having a hard time fitting in. They could go help them get to Faribault, where they have schools that teach just deaf people. You could work with adult families that are having a hard time communicating with each other, with their family members, with neighbors, people in their community. You could work as an interpreter. Interpreters get paid quite well. As sign language is growing more and more popular, and deaf community is becoming aware of this. Everyone is becoming aware of this. Not only do cable providers need more people to do the closed captioning, TTYL constantly needs interpreters for the phones. People want to call, sign back and forth, and then you relay the message. The jobs are just opening up, and it is a great field to get into right now. Wonderful field. If you were to want a career in sign language, you would definitely start by learning about the deaf community, learning sign language, going to school, getting a career, doing internships, volunteering. It is definitely a ticket into the deaf culture that you do not want to miss.